Next, we are going to see the specifications of the digital to analog converters. The various parameters of digital to analog converter are resolution, speed, linearity, settling time, accuracy, conversion time, monotonicity, stability, and the errors. These are all the different specifications of the digital to analog converter that we are going to discuss in this class. So let us see the resolution first. So resolution can be defined in two ways. It is the smallest analog increment corresponding to the one LSB change, which means that when we change one LSB value at the input side, which means that if you take example 100 is the binary bit, it has some output voltage of 1 volt. If that LSB value 100, the LSB is 0, that 0 will be increased, will be changed to 1, which means that 101. Then what is the change at the output side? What is the change in the analog voltage? Suppose it is a 1.5 volts, then the LSB value is the 0.5 volts increment. When 100 is the input voltage, output will be 1 volt. When 101, just one LSB variation, we got 1.5 volts. Just assume that increment, that 0.5 volts increment will be called as a resolution. So here if you see, for one LSB variation in the input, what is the change here? This step will be the change. Okay, for every LSB variation, we get one step output change in the analog side. Okay, this change, this step is called as the resolution of the DAC. This resolution should be more in order to get the more accurate outputs. Okay, an n-bit resolution can resolve the 2 power n distinct analog levels. For n-bit resolution, we will have the 2 power n distinct analog levels, and common DAC has a 8 to 16 bit resolution. For every DAC has 8 to 16 resolutions, and the resolution is given as VLSB, or resolution is equal to the reference voltage divided by the 2 power n minus 1. Reference voltage divided by the 2 power n minus 1, where n is the number of bits, where n is the number of the bits, and here V reference is nothing but the full scale output voltage VOFS. So here if you see, the resolution is a very important parameter. Based on this only we can calculate the analog output voltage. So in the examinations also they may give you these values, they may give you the resolution value, or else the reference voltage will be given and the n value will be given, and we have to find out the resolution value. Okay, and then we have to find out the resolution and the output voltage value based on that. Okay, the next characteristic is the speed. The rate of conversion of a single digital input to its analog equivalent is called as speed. Okay, this conversion rate depends on the clock speed of the input signal and the settling time of the converter, and when the input changes rapidly, the DAC conversion speed must be high. So see, the rate of conversion of a single digital input to its analog equivalent. Suppose when the small or a single bit in the input side changes, then after how much of time we are getting the output. So whenever the input changes, then definitely that change will be reflected in the analog signal also. If the input binary word changes, then the output also must be changed according to that. So how fast the output is getting changed when the input changed. Okay, this conversion rate is depending upon the clock speed of the input signal, is depending upon the clock speed of the input signal. It is also depending upon the settling time of the converter. When the input changes rapidly, the DAC conversion speed must be high. When the input changes rapidly, the DAC conversion speed must be high. So if the input is keep on changing, then the DAC speed must be high in order to change the output according to that. Next important characteristic is the linearity. the difference between the desired analog output and the actual output over the full range of expected values. Okay, it is the difference between the desired analog output and the actual analog output. Suppose my output should be like this. I know some desired analog output, but the actual output comes from the digital to analog converter will be different from my assumption. That's why these expected values and the original values what we occurred, that difference is called as a linearity. See, ideally, a DAC should produce a linear relationship between the digital input and analog output. So, if you see the linearity, ideal linearity curve, so here ideally it is getting varied. For every LSB bit variations, we are getting some change in the analog output signal, and non-linearity in the sense. So, here if you see, the analog output voltage is varies for every bit change. So here the step is very high, here the step size is less, here also less, here the step size is different from these two steps. Okay, the step size should be maintained as a constant for every one LSB variation. Then this is called as a linear or ideal case. But in a non-linear case, what happens? For the changing in the LSB bits, okay, these output signal, analog output step will be different for the different input changes. Okay, here both graph, these LSB is varying, only one bit is getting varied for every time. For that one LSB variation, the analog output increment must be same. But here if you observe, the analog step size is different here, and here also the step size is different, so that we are getting the different type of analog output voltage. See this red curve, this is a different type. So in ideal case, analog input is increasing linearly like a straight line here. Okay, so this is called linearity of the DAC. So the DAC should produce the linear output for the different variations in the input signals. So the next definition is, next characteristic of the DAC is settling time. Settling time, the time required for the output signal to settle within the plus or minus half LSB of its final value after a given change in the input scale. Okay, it is the time required for the output signal to settle within the half plus or minus half LSB variation of the final value. Okay, suppose if you change the input to input digital word, then output must be change, output also will get change, but after how much of time we are getting somewhat exact output, which means that when the input changes, it will take some time to settle down at the respective analog output voltage. So in that respective analog output voltage, it should be half LSB of its final value, right? Therefore it is limited by the slew rate of our output amplifier. These can be limited. Why it is getting limited? Because of the slew rate of the amplifier. Suppose if you use the operational amplifier, then the slew rate of that op amp will get affected for the settling time, and ideally an instantaneous change in the analog voltage would occur when a new binary word enters into the DAC. Okay, ideally an instantaneous change in the analog voltage would occur when the new binary words will change. Suppose if you say our our analog output should change from this position, this 0 position, to this position actually. Okay, so now whenever my input changes, so the output will rapidly increases, and then it will take some time to settle down for this output voltage. So this settling time, which means that half LSB variation in the analog output, here this swing is, these two dotted lines will tells us the swing between the plus or minus half LSB variation of the output signal. Okay, when this enter into this plus or minus half LSB variation at this point of time, this output was entered into the half LSB variation swing. Okay, this is called the settling time. Up to this, the output was not settled. It is swinging like anything. Okay, see, increasing, decreasing, increasing, decreasing, like that. But here also we have the swing, but which is in the specified limit, so that how much time required to enter into this half LSB variation is called as the settling time. But now it is the exact output voltage. Okay, expected output voltage. And accuracy is the most important definition. This accuracy is defined as the difference between the measured output and the actual output. Accuracy means it is the difference between the measured output and actual output. Accuracy is equal to V reference divided by the 2 power n minus 1 whole power 2. Okay, where n is the number of bits. Accuracy is the difference between the measured output and the actual. Actually, I need to get some output, but I am getting some other output, some different output. The difference between the measured output and the actual output is called as the accuracy. Next, one more important definition is the conversion time, which is called as conversion time. It is the time taken by the digital to analog converter to produce the analog output for the given binary input signal. It is the time taken by the digital to analog converter to produce the analog output for the given binary input signal. The digital to analog converter speed can be defined by its parameter. It is also called as a settling time. This digital to analog converter speed can be defined by this parameter. It is also called as a setting time. Okay, both are same. This conversion time and the setting time is also same. Monotonicity. So a digital to analog converter is said to be monotonic if the analog output increases for an increase in the digital input. If the analog output increases for the increase in the digital input. So which means that if the input is changed, then definitely output also should change. Okay, then it is called as a monotonic. Okay, so if the monotonicity is not present, even though the input change, output will not get changed. When the digital to analog converter does not satisfy the condition described above, then the output voltage may decrease for the increase in the binary input. Okay, so this monotonicity will says that when the digital input is increased. Okay, so as I said in the last, so if the input change, output also must be changed. So input is varied and output is also varied to some level, but it is not the problem. But here is, if the input is increasing order, output is also should be in increasing range. If the input boundary mode increases, then the output analog signal also must be increased. If input varies, output decreases, means that is called as non-monotonicity. Okay, so that is about the monotonicity. If the input increasing order, output is also in increasing order. Okay, otherwise if it decreases, the output will be in non-monotonic. And next one is the stability. The ability of a DAC to produce a stable output all the time is called as stability. Okay, it is the ability of a DAC to produce the stable output. Stable output all the time is called as stability. So it will produce a stable output for all time. So after some time, it may give some different voltage for the same binary input. Then that is called as instability in the system. Suppose 101 is the input binary, then output should be 1.5 volts as we discussed. Okay, 1.5 volts. After some time, if I give 101 only, then output should be 1.5. You should not be 1.6. Okay, if 1.6 come means my system is unstable. It is not stable. Okay, for the specific input voltages, output also must be same. The performance of a converter changes with the drift in the temperature. Okay, aging, power supply and variations. Okay, these are all the factors that are affecting the stability of the DAC. Those are the temperature, aging and the supply voltage will changes the output. Okay, so all the parameters such as offset gain, linearity error and monotonicity may change with the values specified in the data sheet. The temperature sensitivity defines the stability of the D2A converter. So the temperature stability must be high for the D2A converter. Okay, next we are going to see about the errors that are associated with the DAX. So there are different types of errors that are occurred in the digital to analog converter. Those are gain error, offset error, full scale error, resolution error, non-linearity error, non-monotonic error, settling time and overshoot error. These are all the different errors that may occur in the DAX. So I am repeating again: gain error, offset error, full scale error, resolution error, non-linearity error, non-monotonic error, settling time and overshoot error. First we will see one by one. Gain error. It occurs when the slope of the actual output deviates from the ideal output. Okay, see, this is the main curve. Okay, this is the exact output curve has to come. Okay, so it's the ideal output curve, which is a linear line. When the positive offset error occur, the curve may go like this. Okay, when the gain error occur, the output may vary or different from the original output. The difference between this ideal output and the present output is called as a gain error. The difference in the gain between the ideal output to the practical output is called as a gain error. Occurs when the slope of the actual output deviates from the ideal output. So suppose here it is called as a positive error and it is called as a negative error. Okay, so next one is the offset error. Occurs when there is a constant offset between the actual output and the ideal output. So actual output is this one. Okay, the both actual output and the ideal output has, there is a constant offset between the actual output and ideal output. Offset error says that when there is a constant offset between the actual output and the ideal output. This is the ideal curve and this one is a positive offset error and this one is a negative offset error. Because in this ideal case I am assuming that for the 0 0 0 it has to give some 0.1 volts, so it is a 0.1 volts curve. But here in a practical I am getting 0.2 volts for the 0 0 0 binary input. So that means that it is a positive offset error. If I am getting the 0 for the 0 0 0, then that is called the negative offset error. Negative voltage is getting actual offset has to come like this, but it may increase or decrease. This offset error is a positive offset error and negative offset error. The positive offset error means the change in the initial output. Okay, the change in the initial output. So here it is the actual and it is a positive offset error and this one is a negative offset error. Okay, next one, full scale error. It occurs when the actual signal has both gain and offset error. If the actual output has both gain and offset error, both errors are there, then it is called as a full scale error. This will be the ideal output and this one is the full scale error. When it occurs when the actual signal has both gain and offset errors. Okay, so this ideal signal has some offset, but in the practical curve if you see it has some offset error too. Okay, because it is a negative offset error, actually it is coming. Okay, when it is coming to down it is a negative offset error and it is also have gain error. The gain is not same. Okay, so in the last it was started from different offsets but the gain is constant. Okay, the gain is constant and increasing linearly for this. Only the offset error, if the both are present here, if you see this is the ideal curve. For in the practical curve we are getting the negative offset error as well as the gain error too. Here the gains are different here. Okay, then that is called as full scale error. Next one is the resolution error, the poor representation of the ideal output due to the poor resolution. Okay, it occurs the poor representation of the ideal output due to the poor resolution. So if it has a poor resolution, then the resolution error will occur. The size of the voltage division affects the resolution. See, for the ideal and practical, so it is depends upon the sampling rate. See, So as here we are taking the resolution is more, which means that we are taking the number of samples here for converting the digital to analog signal. Okay, see. So in this one we have taken only one sample here, only one sample to reconstruct the output signal. Here I have taken many number of samples, that's why see output signal, analog signal here, which is like a triangular wave, not even looking similar to the ideal curve. Here if you can observe, the green line is somewhat looking identical to the original curve. Okay, so this is the resolution error and this one is a without resolution error, the poor representation of the digital output due to the poor resolution. Non-linearity error occurs when the analog output of the signal is non-linear. Okay, it occurs when analog output signal is non-linear. Linearly it is not increasing. These are divided into two types. One is the differential, which means that analog step size changes with increasing the digital input, and integral, amount of deviation from a straight line after offset and gain errors are removed. Okay, so this non-linearity error, if you see here, we have already discussed the step size must be same for the digital input increment. So here the step size is somewhat high when compared with the first step size, and here also the step size is increased a lot between the previous step to this step, and then here also the step size is decreased, and then again the step size increased. The step size is not constant here. Okay, then that is called as a non-linearity error. It occurs when the output of the signal non-linear. Okay, so this is divided into differential and integral. So one is the analog step size changes with the increasing in the digital input, and for the integral, amount of deviation from the straight line of after the offset and the gain errors are removed. See this one. Okay, so one is a differential and red one is a integral. See, non-monotonic error. Last one is a non-monotonic error. It occurs when an increase in the digital input result in the decrease in the analog output. So here if you see, there is an increment in the digital input. There is an increment in the digital input, but here in this step you can observe it is decreased. Here it is okay, it is increasing for every binary variation, the analog voltage is increasing up to here. But at this point of time, even though the input binary bit is increased, then the output voltage has been decreased. One step backward it is, okay. That backward is called as non-monotonic. Okay, here it was stepped down and then again increased in the next steps. If our output has this type of a back step, then it is called as non-monotonic error. Next one is the settling time and overshoot error, the last one. So here if you see, the settling time is required for the output to fall within the plus or minus 1 by 2 LSB variation. So we have already seen it is the time required to settle down in the exact output with plus or minus half LSB variation. So this is the ideal output is this one, and this is plus or minus half LSB variation. When our output is settling into these variations at this point of time, our output is settling into plus or minus half LSB variation. After that, these swings will decreases and then it will be equal to the ideal output only. But the time required to change the output from the 0 to this half LSB variation swing, it is called as the settling time. Overshoot occurs when the analog output overshoots the ideal output. This is called as a overshoot because what happens here, exact output is this one, and then here the output is increased to overshoot and then decreased. Okay, and then here also we have overshoot. The voltage greater than the plus or minus half LSB variation, that is called as overshoot. Here overshooted, here also overshooted somewhat, and here also overshooted. After this it was entered into the half LSB variation. Okay, this is called as overshoot error, and this one is called as settling error. Okay, settling time is taking more time, then it is called as settling time error. And overshooting error means getting more output than the ideal output. Okay, let us see the applications of the DAC. So up to now we have seen about the different characteristics of the digital to analog converter. Now we are going to see about the applications of the DAC. So digital motor control and computer and printers, sound equipment, example CD player, MP3 player, etc. and electronic cruise control and digital thermostat, like that. These are all the different applications of digital to analog converter. Okay, so we are using this in everywhere nowadays, even in a telecommunication system and a normal communication system, even DTH, we are using analog to digital converters. Everywhere we are using the digital to analog converters and analog to digital converter, because the processing of the digital signal and transferring and storing of the digital signals are very easy. Okay, these are all the applications of the DAC.